shocking video of a 5-year-old MPS student forced to vape inside a school bathroom.
After she says a student was jumped by other students in a classroom and came out covered in blood.
Someone is going to get hurt. Wrestling, punching, hitting, slamming heads.
I had to go out and seek professional help because
it's like this, trying to take my jacket off, and that's when he just pushed me in the window and my head jerked and he struck me twice in the head.
The attack left her with injuries to her neck, back, and head, as well as emotional trauma.
Grace and peace, everybody. We got a disturbing one here. We're going to be looking at a school district in Milwaukee that just seems to be running amok. Let me just bring it in. Let's just talk about it. Y'all, thank you so much for rocking with us. This one's kind of sad because you're looking at, like, you kind of expect schools to be a place that's safe. And I know that that's, probably a bygone era, but this is kind of disturbing, man. Bless these people. Thank you so much for tapping in. Let's go.
one should live in fear at a place where they work and try to provide a public service to the kids who need it.
New at 6, 2 teachers coming forward tonight with safety concerns about their jobs at a Milwaukee public school. Now, you may remember this video of a 5-year-old student forced to vape at Wisconsin Conservatory of Lifelong Learning.
A shocking video of a 5-year-old MPS student forced to vape inside a school bathroom.
After our Jenna Ray told that story, teachers from WCLL reached out to her while remaining anonymous for fear of retaliation. Our Jenna Ray investigates.
Summer break for many means a relaxing reset. But for these Milwaukee Public School teachers,
You feel defeated.
they're spending their summer in therapy.
I had to go out and seek professional help because I didn't like feeling that angry, resentful feeling towards anybody. Working at WCLL, my blood pressure increased. I just had a mental break.
To go to therapy, to feel enraged, to have parents, children being bullied. You take all of it and you just pray that somebody is going to listen.
These teachers say no one's listening, and it's why they called me.
There is an ongoing safety concern where, as a teacher, a parent, safety, someone is going to get hurt. I have seen on the floor wrestling, punching, hitting, slamming heads on lockers. This is stuff that I've actually witnessed myself.
One teacher, with permission from the parent, showing us this photo after she says a student was jumped by other students in a classroom and came out covered in blood.
They have no respect for you. And all you try to do is teach.
Teachers have been hit trying to teach, having pencils thrown at them while they're teaching, having books thrown at them while they're teaching. My colleagues are afraid. We are afraid to teach. It becomes a art of survival at the end of the day.
911 records show Milwaukee police were called to the building 73 times this school year, putting WCLL in the district's top 10 schools with the most police calls.
Wait. Hold on. That's
WCLL
crazy
in the
word.
district's
This is so wild. They got a Barack Obama School of Career and Technical Education. They were called 74 times there. That is absolutely crazy.
top 10 schools with the most police calls. It's also an increase in calls from the previous 2 school years. But fighting and aggression isn't the only concern.
There are students that's gone in, the little K4s and K5s, they've gone into the bathroom and say, there's smoke. Go in, all you smell is weed.
People are just openly smoking at school.
Yeah. You know, if you go to the bathroom downstairs, all you see is cigarette butts that's been put out on the toilet seats.
There's students who are high, literally high. This is marijuana, was found by one of my students.
Emails show for months, teachers documented concerns like students being kicked out of class and threatening teachers and sent them to WCLL and.
So this has got to be a K-12 school? I got to look into exactly what type of school this is. That is, I don't think that you should ever have 4 and 5-year-olds in the same building with 17-year-olds. That's just not going to work. That's craziness.
To MPS administration, teachers called these incidents a, quote, recurring pattern. So recurring, WCLL's principal, Ramona Phillips, sent a note to all staff saying a lot of students are being sent to administrators and telling teachers to, quote, call the parent, move students' seats, or have a one-on-one talk with them about their behavior. Some staff say there's a continued lack of support from WCLL admin.
It's because you're reporting, you're communicating, you're writing, you're emailing about the ongoing consistent situations. And it's either I handled it, they got suspended, but it's not resolved.
And the bottom line is it has increased, so what are you doing differently? Or what are you not doing that you should be doing to decrease the police calls?
It's one of the many questions we tried to take to Principal Phillips. Since April 7th, I've requested an interview with her 4 times. MPS said Phillips did not have availability, and instead, the district sent a statement saying in part, Principal Phillips is in her first year as the school leader and is making progress in building a more positive school culture. A culture where police have been called to WCLL more times this year than in the last 3.
I will tell you right now, as a former school teacher, I can tell you when they say a positive school culture, what they're basically saying is that we don't suspend nobody. We don't discipline anybody. That's what they're saying. Now, they might disagree and they might rebuff and say, oh, no, we do suspend. Oh, no, we do call mom. But what they're doing is they're not calling mom and not suspending as much as they probably need to and get the community involved as much as they need to, because their funding is tied to having students in the building. Because if they suspend too many people of a certain melanin content, they're going to have the news on them, because the same person that's trying to get a hearing with the principal will be the same one dogging them out if they suspend too many people of one particular ethnic group. So the school is in a catch-22. I ain't gonna even lie. They need to do something. I don't fully know what they're doing, but what they're doing right now isn't working. That's hands down. There's no doubt, no question about that. The problem is the same people that are like, yeah, you need to suspend them. Yeah, you need to throw them out. They will be the same ones rioting and protesting that you kicked out my little Ray Ray, you kicked out my little Bonquisha. They're the same ones.
Live and work in a place like that is just not American, I would say.
Oh, wow.
No one should live in fear at a place where they work and try to provide a public service to the kids who need it.
Is that part of the reason why you guys are speaking up?
Yes, because they're afraid to speak.
After my interview with those teachers, one of them resigned. The other says they don't want to work at a Milwaukee public school.
A teacher attacked by a parent in front of her own students. Now, this
Crazy.
happened Tuesday at Bruce Elementary School on Milwaukee's northwest side. The teacher telling our Mike Biermeister tonight she is hurt both physically and emotionally.
Sharika Nelson was looking forward to class on Tuesday at Bruce Elementary School.
I arrived at 8 o'clock, went to the class because it was a very exciting day, because that's when the kids got to go trick-or-treating around the classrooms.
Just after arriving, that all changed for the special education teacher when the father of one of her students, now identified as Eddie Caldwell, confronted her. Court documents did not explain what led up to the outburst. Nelson says it was a misunderstanding.
He said, my son told me that you hit him and also held him while another child hit him. I said, no, that's not true. That's not what happened. I said, if you want to step out, he cut me off.
That's when she says Caldwell got aggressive.
I was like this, trying to take my jacket off, and that's when he just pushed me in the window and my head jerked, and he struck me twice in the head.
The confrontation happening in front of students as well as adults.
After that, I was shocked. I had a coworker that was there, and yelling like, stop, don't put your hands on her.
Who alerted authorities once you were struck?
I did. I went to the police station and told them what happened.
The attack left her with injuries to her neck, back, and head, as well as emotional trauma.
I just want to feel safe when I come to work. I want to be able to, not have to worry about something like this ever again.
Oh, we at Riverside University. This is one of the top 5 safest schools in Milwaukee. I ain't gonna lie. The one thing I love about this school right here is they teach boxing classes with no teacher though. You gotta teach yourself. You feel me?
What?
You gotta teach yourself the boxing classes. You feel me? And they got the adult industry for the females, like under the bleachers in the hallways in here too. So like, if the girls ever want to get into the adult industry, they just gotta teach themselves. You feel me? Yeah, y'all. Yeah, Bradley Tech, and I ain't gonna lie, y'all. It's them their top 3 safest schools in Milwaukee, because this school, like, they so safe. They got metal detectors in here just to so they can be real safe, because like they want to keep their kids feeling safe. You feel me? And then they got their own boxing classes for real. They box every day at this mother. Oh my mama, they box every day here, bro. No bull. And then like, I ain't gonna lie, this school you can send. I want everybody to send their kids here, because like this school teaches them how to make money through selling goods. You know what I'm saying? Giving back to their friends in the community. You know what I'm saying? They be high off life. You get what I'm saying? High off the books. You feel me? And they be shooting dice. You know what I'm saying? They just be shooting.
As a former grade level teacher, I can attest to this. Sorry, not sorry to say it. Parents, it starts with you. You need to be hands-on parents and be involved. I agree. Can't argue with that at all. Very tragic for her. Being a teacher in Milwaukee is usually not worth the headache and stress. That's a sad indictment for that community. When people say, look, being a teacher in a whole city is not worth it. That's not good. That's not good. Imagine being a student who wants to learn in that environment. Parents aren't being parents. They just hand a kid a phone and walk away. Oh my gosh. It's been 2 years since I left MPS and experienced similar things. The mental anguish I suffered was so unbearable that I believed that's why I developed heart palpitations. There really isn't much support. And I was often told I lack classroom management skills. Man, that's sad. And I will say this though, as a former teacher, there's not a lot of continuing ed for teachers for sure. There's always new skills and things like that, new reading programs, new math curriculum, stuff like that. But there's sometimes like some basics as relates to dealing with different generations of children and the things that they're being exposed to. I don't think teachers fully are prepared, especially if you've been in a classroom for 10, 15 years, 20 years. You don't know what's going wrong with these kids, because you could very well be teaching somebody's child that you taught their mom and dad. You could be teaching the mom and dads. You could have taught the mom and dad and then later on be teaching one of their kids. I mean, that's how long you've been in class. There's just the interaction with the new dynamics of social media, the new dynamics of some of the social anxieties that these kids bring in is different. So I do think that there's definitely room to help teachers be excellent in that regard. But then also, it really does start with the parents. So shout out to moms and dads. They're doing their best. I appreciate y'all. Let's get this conversation going on in the comments. I really do appreciate what you all have to say. Thank you so much for your insight on the last video. So let's go ahead and jump in there real quick. And until then, everybody, grace and peace. See you soon.